Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is DramaSydE. We're going to get into some Garth Brooks now. Has a little bit of length to it, but it is what it is. We're going to do what we got to do. And this doesn't come with very much information. So as far as a song list, I have no idea. All I know is it's Garth Brooks, one of the most amazing, talented country singers of all time, one of the best-selling artists of all time. Let's dig in. Let's go back in time here and enjoy a little Garth Brooks. Okay, so I was spot on when I said he was one of the biggest selling of all time. I remember seeing some of his crowds when he was like really at the top form. Not to say that he isn't now. He could come back and probably do the same thing or even better now. But look at that crowd. They were there for it. I'm here for it.
When loving turns to parting, I'm always first to leave. Cause when it comes to heartaches, I'd rather give than to be saved. I've never cried myself sleep, just bragging I'll get through. I've never lost a love, not counting you. Not counting you. I've never had a heartache. Not counting you. I never have been blue. There's no exceptions to the rule. I've never been nobody's fool. I've never lost in love, not counting you. I've never got down on my knees and asked the Lord above if he would only bring me the one I'm dreaming of. Ready to be taken back and swearing I'll be true has never crossed my mind, not counting you. Not counting you. I've never had a heartache. Not counting you. I never have been blue. There's no exceptions to the rule. I've never been nobody's fool.
That's interesting. I can't believe that I lived through those hairstyles. Wow. How time flies, right?
You. Not counting you. I've never had a heartache. Not counting you. I never have been blue. There's no exceptions to the rule. I've never been nobody's fool. I've never lost a love, not counting you. There's no exceptions to the rule. I've never been nobody's fool. I've never lost a love, not counting you. I've never lost a love, not counting you.
Listen, folks, he came to get down. He came to get down. He is not playing with y'all tonight. And they are ready. Let's go.
Good deal. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Geez, I've waited so long to get here. I hope some of you have too, so I know you don't want to hear me talking, so let's get after it, okay? His eyes are cold and restless, and his wounds have almost healed. She'd give half a taxes just to change the way he feels. She knows his love's in Tulsa, she knows he's gonna go. Well, it ain't no woman, flesh and blood, it's that damn old rodeo. It's a buzzing blood, it's a dusty bud, it's a roar of a Sunday crowd. It's a wide in the numbers, a gold in the buckle, he'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurs and let it go.
Hey.
It's ropes and the reins and the jaw and the vein, and they call the thing a rodeo. She does her best to hold him when his love comes to call. But his need for it controls him, and her back's against the wall. And it's so long, girl, I'll see you when it's time for him to go. You know the woman wants her cowboy like he wants his rodeo. Oh, and it's a buzzing blood, it's a dusty bud, it's a roar of a Sunday crowd. It's a wide in the doubles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurred and let it go. It's ropes and the reins and the jaw and the pain, and they call the thing rodeo. It'll drive a cowboy crazy, it'll drive a man insane. And he'll
Okay, she's sitting there cooling with that bass right there. Let's look at that again. She's sitting there cooling. You can't tell her nothing.
wants her cowboy like he wants his rodeo. Oh, and it's a buzzing blood, it's a dusty bud, it's a roar of a Sunday crowd. It's a wide in the doubles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurred and let it go. It's ropes and the reins and the jaw and the pain, and they call the thing rodeo. Crazy, it'll drive a man insane, and he'll sell off everything he owns just to pay to play her game. Well, and a broken home and some broken bones is all he'll have to show for all the years that he spent chasing this dream they call rodeo. It's a buzzing blood, it's a dusty bud, it's a roar of a Sunday crowd. It's a wide in the numbers, it's a gold in the bucket, he'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurred and let it go. It's ropes and the reins and the jaw and the pain, they call the thing a rodeo. It's bronze and the blood, it's steers and the mud, they call the thing rodeo.
I can't get over that, man. She is killing it. She is absolutely killing it. That's fire right there. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know all of Garth Brooks' catalog, but like I said, I do know of his influence over country music and over just music in general. Let's be clear. He has crossed over to other charts before because of his legendary status And so, absolutely would I ever not give him his props. He is one of a kind for sure. Yeah, this show is about to be all the way lit.
February 7th, 1962, Tulsa, Oklahoma, GB. GB was born. The world's food supply was in for a drastic drop. Grew up in Yukon, Oklahoma, right outside Oklahoma City. Go Millers. Was the baby of the family. Mama's boy. Emphasis on mama's boy. Hi, mama. Last of 6 kids. Hey, Jim, Jerry, Mike, Betsy, Kelly. Grew up in a house that was just totally cool. You could live in that house. You could have a blast in the house. You could try things and stretch your imagination. A house that you could make mistakes in and not be just totally killed for it. Hey, Dad. Went up to school, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Oklahoma State. Go Pokes. OSU. Threw the javelin for him for 4 years. Stunk all 4 years. Realized that athletics was not going to be my future. Everybody else knew it but me. And Stillwater introduced me to what was going to be my future. Music, and probably the love of my life. Hi, Sandy. And I took Sandy and our music to Nashville in 1987. 25 years old and scared to death. Stayed there about 10 months when the good Lord above gave us a record deal with Capitol Records. Now I'm almost 30. Still scared to death, but having a good time doing it.
Hey, she's my lady luck, hey, I'm her wild card man. Together we're building up a real hot hand. We live out in the country, and she's my little queen of the South. Yeah, we're two of a kind, working on a full hand. She wakes me every morning with a smile and a kiss. Her strong country loving is hard to resist. She's my easy loving woman, I'm a hard working man, no doubt. Yeah, we're two of a kind, working on a full hand. Yeah, I pick up the truck, it's her limousine, and her favorite dress is her faded blue jeans. She loves me tender when the going gets tough, but sometimes we fight just so we can make up. Lord, I need that little woman like the crops need a rain. She's my honeycomb and I'm her sugar cane. We really been together if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're two of a kind, working on a full hand. This time I found a keeper. I made up my mind, Lord, the perfect combination is her heart and mine. The sky's the limit, no hill is too steep. We're playing for fun, but we're playing for keeps. So draw the curtain, honey, turn the lights down low. We'll find some country music on the radio. I'm yours and you're mine. Hey, that's what it's all about. Yeah, we're two of a kind, working on a full hand.
He is the consummate performer. There is no doubt about that. They look like they're having a blast up there, which is really what it's all about. Beyond any kind of fame or money or whatever, you have to enjoy what you're doing. And clearly, he enjoys what he does. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Dirty mama will be two of a kind, working on a full hand.
When Garth was 2 years old, we'd do funny night, and everybody had their little time that they got to do their little skits. It was kind of like acting or singing, whatever you want to do. Garth would run right in the middle of it, and he'd capture your attention. Well, he's done that ever since he started singing. He will capture your attention to where you're focused on him, and you feel what he feels when he sings. His appeal.
There's limits to where I'm willing to go in order to entertain my crowd. There ain't no way you gonna get me climbing up there looking crazy. Because if I fall, I know ain't nobody gonna catch me. I'm just saying.
When Garth was 2 years old, we'd do funny night, and everybody had their little time that they got to do their little skits. It was kind of like acting or singing, whatever you want to do. Garth would run right in the middle of it, and he'd capture your attention. Well, he's done that ever since he started singing. He will capture your attention to where you're focused on him, and you feel what he feels when he sings. His appeal's great to people, and he has something that draws you in. And I think it's the very sincere, big-hearted, knock-kneed, bow-legged, clumsy old cowboy. I see kids love him. You know, they just love him because of his personality, the way he sings, the way he plays. They look up to him. So Garth's got generations and generations of people that love him. Listening to the women talk when they come see his shows, they love his thunder thighs. You know, he got that from being a jock, and they love the way he's built. I'm sure that helped. I mean, I can't see him myself as a sex symbol, but a lot of people do. I laugh. But that's what sisters are for, I think.
There is a song on this new album that we've been playing for quite some time. We tried it for the No Fences album, didn't quite get it. Hopefully we got it for this. It's a real live tune again. It's about forgiving and forgetting. A song called We Bury the Hatchet, but Leave the Handle Sticking Out. All the neighbors alive came on last night, just like they do every time. Why we have a little fight.
Deceptively good range. You just don't know how many octaves and how much range this man has until you sit here and start watching the show. One song or two songs does not do it justice. I am very impressed. I had no idea. Now I see what all the fuss was about.
I get it. Hopefully we got it for this. It's a real live tune again. It's about forgiving and forgetting. A song called We Bury the Hatchet, but Leave the Handle Sticking Out. All the neighbors alive came on last night, just like they do every time. Why we have a little fight. It's getting to the point we can't get along. We're always fighting about the thing that should be dead and gone. We bury the hatchet, but leave the handle sticking thing out. We're always digging up the thing we should forget about. When it comes to forgiving, say baby there ain't no doubt. We bury the hatchet, but leave the handle sticking out. Let's get some on Cindy. Hey, that I want me now. But that's a long time ago. I let a dead dog lie. But if you want to cut the teeth, how about you and old Joe? I caught you down at the creek just 10 years ago. Leave the handle sticking thing out. We're always digging up the thing we should forget about. When it comes to forgiving, so baby there ain't no doubt. We bury the hatchet, but leave the handle sticking out. Wow, we bury the hatchet, leave the handle sticking out.
Garth, you better go ahead on and do that. You better, I ain't even mad at you for it. You better go ahead on and do it.
Taking chances. Some people say that's why we're where we're at today. I don't know. I guess I've never really thought of it much as taking chances, or more just doing what I do. I've always been that way since I was a kid.
Either way, whether it's taking chances or doing what you do, I completely hear and understand what you're saying right now. With the world being where it is on this particular time frame and this date, forcing a lot of people to have to do things from their home. I see a lot of people with dreams and ambitions or whatever. They're being forced to either just sit at the house and do nothing, or being forced to go after what it is that they desire. I'm one of those people. I would like to think that I was doing that before this happened, but even more so now. I mean, all I can say is, what do you have to lose, you know? So I can totally respect where he's coming from right now. Let's get back into it.
Since I was a kid, what some people call chasing after foolishness, I guess I call trying to see if it's a door that's never been opened. We do a lot of crazy stuff in our live show, but to tell you the truth, man, it was another thing where it wasn't really taking chances. I didn't have a choice. It's what the music does to me. I was the guy that, when I was a kid, probably fake a punt out of his own end zone in the very first quarter, just because that's me. I never liked doing what people expected me to do. But if it is taking chances that's got me into this game, then you can bet it's going to be taking chances that's going to get me thrown out of the game, too. But one day in the game's, man, worth a year of memories. I'll make that trade.
This thunder could only mean one thing: when the thunder rolls.
"3:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight. The city's looking like a ghost town on a moonless summer night. Raindrops on the windshield, there's a storm moving in. He's heading back from somewhere that he never should have been. And the thunder rolls. The thunder rolls. Every light is burning in a house across town. She's pacing by the telephone in her faded flannel gown, asking for a miracle, hoping she's not right, praying it's the weather that's kept him out all night. And the thunder rolls. The thunder rolls. The thunder rolls, and the lightning strikes. Another love grows cold on a sleepless night, as the storm blows on out of control. Deep in her heart, the thunder rolls. She's waiting by the window when he pulls into the drive. She rushes out to hold him, thankful he's alive. But on the wind and the rain, a strange new perfume blows, and the lightning flashes in her eyes, and he knows that she knows. And the thunder rolls. And the thunder thunder rolls. The thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. Another love goes cold on a sleepless night as the storm blows on out of control. Deep in her heart, the thunder rolls. Down the hallway and through the bedroom door. She reaches for the pistol kept in the dresser drawer. Tells the lady in the mirror he won't do this again, 'cause tonight will be the last time she'll wonder where he's been. The thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. Another love goes cold on a sleepless night as the storm blows on out of control. Deep in her heart, the thunder rolls.
What a showman, and you can see why this song was so big. The way it's performed, as far as vocal wise, and the way it's performed on a live sense, a theatrical, dramatic element that Garth Brooks is alluding from the stage. Some people do it, it's not very convincing. This, on the other hand, is just the opposite of that. Very convincing, but very good. And when it comes down to it, good, great, awesome. That's what we're looking for. And that's what we got here.
I think Garth is a perfectionist. You know, he wants the show to be as good as it can be, and he knows that we all can be good.
He tries to get the most out of everybody. It makes him explode on stage when somebody comes up with something new.
He's really, really competitive, and that's in his career, that's in his personal life, that's in every aspect of his life that I've seen. He doesn't want to lose.
On stage, he puts his whole heart and body and soul. If he's writing a song, I mean, his whole attention goes to that. You could say, honey, the house is on fire, and he can just block anything out, and his whole concentration is on whatever he's thinking about.
I've never known anyone who seemed to love what he does quite as much as Garth without any internal conflicts.
He likes to satisfy everybody who he meets. The whole foundation for his beliefs is give the people more than what they bargained for.
I think he combines several emotional elements in his music that are very appealing to a wide audience. It's that combination. He's not always serious, but he has a tremendous ability to express that serious side, combined with this really, this guy that looks like he's getting away with murder.
There's not too many artists out there that go as deep as he does. His river runs deep.
Garth is a dreamer. I think he's a fan of dreamers, and so a lot of his offerings are colored by that, and by his beliefs in the wisdom of pursuing your dreams and the delight in capturing them.
You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you, and never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shores. But I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away, till what we put off till tomorrow has now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. There's bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some falls, but with the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry.
I guess I'm gonna sail my vessel too till the river runs dry. Very, very beautiful song. I think I love the message even more. For some of us creatives, this is the kind of stuff that we need to hear, for sure, to uplift us in those moments where we feel like we can't, get over the hump, or nobody's listening. The plans, the instructions, the inspirational stories have been put forth and put out there for many years by many a great songwriter, and all we have to do is listen. A lot of times we don't reach the pinnacle of where we want to be because we didn't read the instructions, we didn't read the manual, we didn't take the time to listen. So yes, very, very inspiring song right there.
It was the summer of 1980. I remember it like yesterday. I was driving to the store with my dad. This little gal's voice came on the radio, and she said, "Here comes a new kid from Texas, and I think you're gonna like his sound." She didn't know how right she was. The song was called Unwound, and the artist was George Strait. I had been thinking about going into music, never knowing which avenue I wanted to take or wanted to attempt. I had the strangest of influence, being the last of 6 kids. They were influenced, ranges all the way from Boston, Journey, Rita Coolidge, Townes Van Zandt, James Taylor, Dan Fogelberg, Billy Joel. Great live show influences like Queen, Kiss. In late 70s, man, that's what I grew up on. That's what I went to high school with. That music just, I don't know, there was a passion and a fire and a rawness about that music that just drove it home to me. All of a sudden I thought, man, what about music to make a living? But something still was missing. That kind of music was not for me to do 24 hours a day.
When I heard George Strait's music, I said, that's what I want to do. And throughout the whole 1980s, I was a George Strait wannabe. Well, it's the 90s now, and I'm a George Strait wannabe.
I think everybody has a sentimental favorite song that they do. I guess mine has to be the very first song that we ever had out. The song was called I'm Much Too Young to Feel This Thing.
This old highway's getting longer. It seems there ain't no end in sight. To sleep would be best, but I just can't afford to rest. I got a ride in Texas tomorrow night. I called the house, but no one answered. For the last 2 weeks, no one's been home. I guess you're through with things. To tell the truth, I just can't see that what's kept a woman holding on this long. And the white line's getting longer, and the saddle's getting cold. Now I'm much too young to feel this damn old. All the cards are on the table with no ace left in the hole. Now I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Competition's getting younger. Tough Bronx, you know I can't recall a worn out tape of Chris Ledoux. Lonely women and bad booze seem to be the only friends I've left at all. God bless Chris Ledoux. The white line's getting longer and the saddle's getting cold. Now I'm much too young to feel this damn old. All my cards are on the table with no ace left in the hole. Now I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Lord, I'm much too young to feel this damn old.
Look at that crowd. Everything he touches turns to gold. Man.
I grew up listening to R&B, rock and roll, art rock, anywhere from the Eagles to Yes and anything of that type of nature. And
that's interesting how you hear people say that. People just assume that country artists never listen to anything other than country music. And I'm finding throughout the time that I've been doing reactions that that is just the furthest thing from the truth. These artists have been listening to everything. And it's like I've been saying since the beginning of my time doing reactions, I've listened to everything. And just because I might do a certain style of music does not mean that I'm not aware or that I don't know of other genres and the amazing classic songs and bands that are out there that created it.
Now it's all available in pop music. It seems like either pop ballads, metal, or rap, and there's just nothing that I can identify with or listen to. So it seems like that's a lot of the reasoning for the big country boom right now. There's a lot of artists out there that are filling that void.
It's not that he's changing, it's the audience is changing. They're the ones coming over to country, which is not just for Garth Brooks, but for the whole industry is great.
See, and what he's done with music, country music, I saw him try to do it 10 years ago when they did the new country sound, and Garth did it. He changed it all over the way it should be done.
My kids love MC Hammer, but they also love Garth Brooks. I think he's just fallen into that mainstream of people's consciousness where they don't think of him as being a country or a rock or pop or whatever.
And this is why it bothers me so much when people feel like they have to pigeonhole themselves or pigeonhole others into seeing their way or their point of view when it comes to music. Now, you just heard that, gentleman. Even though it wasn't Garth Brooks saying it, he's an engineer, okay? So that means he's been around a lot of different type of music. And he said that his kids were fans of MC Hammer, who was very huge at this time. And unfortunately for some people who constantly have to give hip-hop or rap a bad way to go, Hammer was one of the best-selling artists at that time. So, you know, again, another element, another piece of video history where it shows you that people aren't as closed-minded as you would think. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is.
I've had a lot of other groups come up and they say, tell Garth, thanks for going out there and sticking something else in these people's face that gets the word around that country music is cool nowadays.
He always said, if you can see yourself doing something, you can do it. And I guess he sees a lot farther than we did.
I've never seen anything grow as fast as Garth besides fungus.
He's the most complete artist from the get-go that I've ever encountered. He has a strong sense of who he is. He's a great writer. He's a great fan of songwriters, loves songs. He's a great entertainer. He loves being on the stage and having that kind of energy loop with the audience.
He treats us better than a lot of families treat their own.
It's not like you're really working for a boss, per se. It's more like a bunch of people getting together to have a good time.
Last time I saw it, it was turning colder. That was years ago. Last I heard, she had moved to Boulder. But where she's now, I don't know. But there's something about this time of year spins my head around, takes me back, makes me wonder what she doing now. 'Cause what she's doing now is tearing me apart, filling up my mind and emptying my heart. And I can hear her call each time the cold wind blows, and I wonder if she knows what she's doing now. Just for laughs, well, I dialed her old number. No one knew her name. Hung up the phone, sat there and wondered if she'd ever done the same. I took a walk in the evening wind to clear my head somehow. But tonight I lie here thinking, what's she doing now? 'Cause what she's doing now is tearing me apart, filling up my mind and emptying my heart. And I can hear her call each time the cold wind blows, and I wonder if she knows that what she's doing now is tearing me apart, filling up my mind and emptying my heart. And I can hear her call each time the cold wind blows, and I wonder if she knows what she's doing now. God, I hope she knows.
There are still great songwriters out there, but writing the way he was writing at this point, or the Lionel Richies, or the Elton Johns, or the Billy Joels, where are they? Where are they now? Because I don't see this kind of songwriting going on today. I really don't. Not to a regularly over and over repeated style of songwriting that song after song after song touches you or moves you or inspires. For myself, I'm sure it's out there, but I don't see as much of it as I used to. That's all I'm trying to say.
Drove a truck nearly all his life. You know it drove mama crazy being a trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle was being alone. I guess she needed more to hold than just a telephone. Papa would call mama each and every night just to ask her how she was and if his kids were alright. Mama would wait for the call to come in, but when Daddy'd hang up, well, she was gone again. Mama was a looker, Lord, I shine. Papa was a good but a jealous guy. Papa loved mama, mama loved God. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pool. Well, he was bound half one night of death. Papa came home and it was just us kids. He had a dozen roses and a bottle of wine, and he was looking to surprise us, he was doing fine. I heard him cry for mama up and down the hall. Then I heard a bottle break against a bedroom wall. An old diesel engine made an eerie sound, but mama fired it up and hit it in the ground. Oh, the picture in the paper showed a scene real well. Papa's rig was buried in the local motel. Death clerk said he saw it on real clear. He never had the brakes and he was shaved again. Papa was a looker, Lord, I shine. Papa was a good but a jealous kind. Papa loved mama, mama loved me. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pool.
I think his songs have a lot more to do with life than the average fare that's offered by most entertainers.
To me, he's one of the best songwriters out there. He's a great songwriter. He can hear a good song, other people's songs.
He's written a lot of things that I wanted to say, but in a way that he would sell better.
I think Garth is probably one of the better writers around this town, and I say that knowing many great writers. I think his subject matter just comes from where his heart is.
What he usually brings is this enormous enthusiasm that motivates you to respond to that enthusiasm, and he never runs out of ideas. He's like a caged lion. He's pacing back and forth, and basically I'm usually standing around like this, you know, almost asleep, you know, and he's pacing back and forth in this little room we're writing in. But Garth's enthusiasm and his energy level is so high that he finds things that you didn't realize you have.
You won't find many of these ordinary, gee, I'm so in love with you type songs from him. It just doesn't chew well in his mouth.
I think in terms of material, he's also setting a standard in the sense that he's not just doing Friends in Low Places. He is doing Friends in Low Places, and he is also doing The Dance, and he's also doing The River.
And then there's an extremely articulate sense of place and time in his other serious songs that cover an emotional thing that my mother, who's in her 60s, can relate to. And I've talked to 11-year-old kids. I have a 9-year-old son. He also can relate to it on a very personal level.
I think you can be a wild party guy and still speak to the soul if you know what you're saying.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't have to take up any kind of trade or particular form to speak the truth. And you never know where the truth is going to come from.
That's a kind of a cool combination, because you can have that serious content without taking yourself too seriously, and it's a very appealing thing to me, because especially as a middle-aged person, I feel like I don't want to take myself so seriously at this point in my life, but yet I want to be recognized as a serious person.
He's a very sensitive man. Garth and I are a lot alike that way. We're very emotional people. We get that from my mother more than anything. I think it's a trait that a lot of men ought to do. Myself, have that sensitive side show.
Sometimes late at night, I lie awake and watch her sleeping. She's lost in peaceful dreams, so I turn out the lights, lay there in the dark. And the thought crosses my mind, if I never wake up in the morning, would she ever doubt the way I feel about her in my heart? If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I loved her? Did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, and she must face this world without me, is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes? 'Cause I've lost loved ones in my life who never knew how much I loved them. Now I live with the regret that my true feelings for them never were. So I made a promise to myself say each day how much she means to me, and avoid that circumstance where there's no second chance to tell her how I feel. 'Cause if tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I loved her? Did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, then she must face this world without me. Is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes? So tell that someone that you love just what you're thinking of if tomorrow never comes.
As has been said, he is a wonderful songwriter, and I have always absolutely loved that song. Yeah, but did he write that song? You have to tell me. Not sure, but I've always loved that song. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think those who can write, if you can't always say what you mean or what you feel, there ain't nothing wrong with putting it in the song and letting it all out. Great therapy.
My mother was a singer on Capitol Records back in the 50s, and we had records we used to listen to a lot. I did, probably more than Garth, because he was an athlete, and he started playing, I think, in college.
And that's where he got his first night gig, playing in a bar, Willie's. And he played Wednesday nights there. 4-hour set for $100.
You know, he could just reach out with his eyes or his songs or music or whatever and just take those people by the hand and lead them wherever he wanted to.
And he would just get up and whatever he had on, his sweats and his jeans, his t-shirts, his ball caps. And at that time he had long hair. His hair was down to here and he had a full beard and mustache. And he would just get up and he would play anything from Neil Young to Willie Nelson, Elton John, Billy Joel, Dan Fogelberg. It was whatever anybody could yell out. He'd say, well, I don't really know that one, but I'll try it. And you would have guys saying, no, it's this verse next. And they'd come up and sing with him on the mic. If you could play an instrument, you were more than welcome anytime on Garth Brooks' stage.
Country music, to him, I think, doesn't necessarily mean George Jones, although it does entirely. It also means Billy Joel. I think Garth has probably done a wonderful thing for Nashville in the sense that he's opened the doors up for all possibilities.
Usually when something becomes middle of the road, it becomes watered down. But he's been able to somehow juggle that accessibility with real content, and that's very, very rare.
Writing, I think, is really where Garth's heart is at, and performing has kind of stole his soul, you know.
Waylon Jennings said once, country is the singer and not the song. He said, I'm country, I can sing anything.
When it comes to loving you, I'll do anything you want me to. I'll do anything at all. And I'm still here for all the world to see. Oh, baby, that's what's left of me. Don't have very far fall. You know now I'm not a man who's ever been insecure about the world I've been living in. I don't break easy, I have my pride, but if you need to be satisfied, I'm ashamed. Well, honey, I don't have a prayer. Every time I see you standing there, I go down upon my knees, and I'm changed. I swore I'd never compromise, oh, but you convinced me otherwise.
Yeah, this is a good one right here. I like this one.
I'll do anything you please. You see, in all my life, I've never found what I couldn't resist, what I couldn't turn down. I could walk away from anyone I ever knew, but I can't walk away from you. I have never let anything have this much control over me. I work too hard to call my life my own, and I've made myself a world, and it's worked so perfectly. But it's your world now, I can't refuse. I've never had so much to lose. Oh, I'm shameless. You know it shouldn't be easy for a man who's strong to say he's sorry or admit when he's wrong. I never lost anything I ever missed, but I've never been in love like this. God, it's out of my hands, I'm shameless. I don't have a bottle now, and I don't want it anyhow, so I gotta let it go. Shameless as a man can be. You can make it so fool me. I just wanted you to know I'm shameless.
That was a powerful, powerful, powerful song. You could say he just felt that. It went through every inch of his body. Crazy. But yet and still, it's that fire.
Yeah, not too much. Up, bring it down stage a little bit. Right there. Real close, too much. Back over. Horizontal with your bubble, you're gonna bring it to stage right a touch. Horizontal? Yes, sir. This way, stage right.
Is this purple? I can't see, sorry. It's funny how this really represents how I live. Right underneath me, man, is just total solidarity. And to the right and to the left is a straight drop to nowhere. So if I fall off or I do something that totally makes me fall flat on my face, I got nobody but myself to blame. That's the way I like it.
I've never seen any artist get so involved, or any performer get so involved in every aspect of what's going on.
It's like never relax, never take that breath, never stop to get that drink of water. You know, you can always smell roses when you're running with them in your hand.
So he's up there helping focus lights, laying on top of this thing with nothing between him and the floor. And I'm down there on the ground thinking, okay, what am I going to do if he falls? You know, how can we stop him from killing himself, basically? It boils down to there's nothing you can do. Garth is Garth, and he's going to ride that line always. To make matters worse, later that night, I had to go underneath our set to look at this rack. And I hear someone walk in, and this is probably midnight, 12:30. I look out, and you can see out from underneath the set, but you can't see in. And there's Garth coming up on stage. So I didn't say anything, and Garth goes over to this wire ladder, the same one that he had climbed earlier that day to focus, climbs up on top of the lighting rig, and starts walking on this truss. And he's 35 feet in the air. That's 3.5 stories. And he just starts walking like this, and he's going da 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 da. And I'm looking at this guy going, what is going on? You know, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to startle him. He walks around on the truss for a couple of minutes, goes back to the rope, climbs down, walks off the stage. I never said a word. I'm glad I don't have to do a show every day because I don't think I could take it. I'm only 19 years old. You can see what he's doing to me.
What's he doing over there? What's he doing over there? As good a place as any. I figure it's safer over here because they're not going to like this song, and when they start throwing stuff, you know, what song are you doing? You'll find out. Whoa, you got strong hands. Ow!
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie fair. The last one to know, the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. And I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. Oh, I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blue away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on souls for graces. I slip on down to your oasis. So I've got friends in low places. Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong. But then, hell, I've been there before, and everything's alright. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just give me an hour and then, well, I'll be as high as that ivory tower. And you're never now. I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer tastes my blue away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on souls crazy. Think I'll slip on down to your oasis. So I've got friends in low places. I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on souls and races. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. Oh, I've got friends in low places.
There's songs that you hear, and maybe because you don't listen to that particular artist on a regular basis, you have no idea exactly how big the song is. I remember going out as a young man and hearing the songs like at the bar and stuff like that. But like I said before, I had no idea. I knew that it was a good song, but when you look at this footage, it tells you just how big this song was.
You know, sometimes the craziest things in the world can happen. You can actually cut a song. They can actually put it on one of those little bitty discs. They can take it to your radio station. And it's then and only then you realize something's wrong. I didn't first notice it. I played it, and it never hit me till all of a sudden one day I was driving around back home, and it became on the radio. And I said, Garth, that's what I go by back home is Garth. I said, Garth? I said, would you handle this situation that way? And I said, no, I don't think I would. So, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go back and write a third verse for this song to make it a little bit more me, if you know what I mean. Goes a little like this.
Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong within. I've been there before, and everything's alright. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just wait till I finish this glass. And sweet little lady, I'll head back to the bar, and you can kiss my ass. I got friends in all places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll pick up the day. I'm not big on souls and races. Think I slip on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. That's all you can say. I got friends in places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'm not big on souls and races. Think I'll slip on that oasis. So I've got friends in low places. Low places.
Now that was wild. Them fans over there, but that's awesome. It was a good time. It was a good time. Obviously. This whole show has been crazy. I just never saw this much energy at a country show before. So, like I said, this is a real treat for me and very eye-opening to what was really going on at that time on the other side of the musical landscape.
That's for you.
Looking back on memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. And for a moment, all the world was right. But how could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the day. Holding you, I held everything for a moment. Wasn't I king? If I'd only known how the king would fall. Hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the day. Yes, my love, it's better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the day.
Wow, he wrote a lot of songs that I didn't know that he wrote. What an amazing career.
I remember, and it wasn't too long ago, I was sitting out here in these seats instead of behind that microphone up there and behind that guitar. And every time I went to a concert, there was something in me that for some reason, out of all these thousands of people, I wanted to be made like I was special. I wanted to feel that. So that's why I do this. Every week before a show, I come out here and I try and sit somewhere the furthest away that I can get. And I look down there and I try and start figuring out ways, how am I going to make this person in this seat somehow feel special?
Well, I think Garth is a fan and definitely identifies with fans, knows what he would want at a concert, knows what he would want on a record, and tries to give that to the fans.
And he'll stop at nothing to achieve that goal.
You never know what he's going to do, so you have to be on your guard all the time, because he can run up and you can turn around, he'll be right next to you, and it'll scare you to death.
You know, spontaneity is his big thing. We never know what he's going to pull out.
His eyes get this look in him like he's definitely gone somewhere else. And that's when you know to pay attention, because who knows what's going to happen.
He understands that surprise is one of the main elements in entertaining people.
If we didn't have the audiences that we do have, you wouldn't see the show you did.
It's just been like Beatle-like concert effects. It's just, you can't hear the monitors, you can't hear anything. People are just going nuts, and that's everywhere you go.
The more they put into us, the more we give them. To where it's a frenzy. It's a feeding frenzy.
We were doing the encore, and he'd come back on stage and tease the audience to into a frenzy almost. Funny enough, there was a lady that got a hold of him and just went ahead and pulled him right out on top of everybody, and they were out. He was still singing.
I think Garth has explained it pretty well. It's unpredictable sex. You don't know what's going to happen when you're with a new partner, and it seems like every night it's a new partner.
Your party. Saturday I said I'm sorry. Sunday came and trashed me out again. I was only having fun, wasn't hurting anyone, and we all enjoyed the weekend for a change. I was stranded in the combat zone. I walked the Bedford style. Rode my motorcycle in the rain. And you showed me not to drive, but I made it home alive. And you said that only proves that I'm inside. You made me right, I may be crazy. No, but it just made me know to take y'all looking for. Try to feel you may be wrong, but all I know, but you may be right. I remember how I found you there, alone in your electric chair. I told you.
He is absolutely killing this Billy Joel song. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Dirty jokes on to smile. You were lonely for a man. I should take me as I can, and you might enjoy some madness for a while. Now think of all the years you tried to find someone to satisfy. I might be as crazy as they say. You're not crazy. Uh-oh. Got the change in my pocket, going jangle like a lion. Gonna call me on telephone, yeah. I'm gonna give you a ring, but every time that we talk, it's just the same old thing. I get a huggy, no get till I get a wet ring. Now, honey, my baby, don't put my love on a shelf. Sit on in all lines and keep them hands to yourself. That's what she tells me that story. That big milk and the dog, he said, oh, now, honey, my baby, don't put my love on the shelf. Sit down, get on lines and keep them hands to yourself. Put my little on the shelf, so I'll get in all lines and keep that hands to yourself. Keep that thing to yourself. I can't take any more Texas. Thanks for taking care of all of us. God bless all of you. Have a good night.
I feel as if I'm a child again, watching the Oklahoma thunderstorm gathering in the distance, anticipating its wonderful yet fearing its potential. Loving every minute of it. So there it is, from the Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas, Garth Brooks. This was for Gay Tulloch and her husband. Have requested that I react to this. And I tried to keep the comments to a minimum because I wanted to, for myself, being the first time actually watching this show, wanted it to be a treat and not break it up so much as reactors do. Now, the good thing about that is I do not believe that this would be able to be shown in its entirety, in its full length on YouTube. So I could have sat here and watched it knowing that I was going to put it on Patreon and just not said anything whatsoever. But I think that still takes away from the point and the reason for doing a reaction video. So in true to form fashion, this is my reaction to this show. Now, as I said throughout, Garth Brooks is a phenomenal artist, well deserving of everything that he's accomplished, all of the accolades. I will have to say that I am thankful that I decided to do reaction videos, in the sense that I don't know if I would have actually just sat down and, with everything else that I have to do, I don't know if I would have sat down and watched the whole show like that. But I'm glad that I did, because there was a lot of inspirational moments. There was teachable moments in there that I got off the show. I got to see exactly the caliber of songwriter Garth Brooks is. I got to see the caliber of performer that Garth Brooks is. And, you know, there are things that have transpired in the comment sections over and over and over again regarding race. One of the big things that I saw in the show during some of the outtakes or the inserts that were put into this production was the fact that he didn't just name country artists. He named artists from a wide variety of music. And that has my ultimate respect. You know, he didn't act like he came in and reinvented the wheel. He was very well aware of where he come from and didn't forget the songs and the musicians that he grew up listening to. That education served him well as he forged his own career, and an amazing one at that. I don't know when or if ever people will stop bringing genre or gender or race into discussions when it pertains to music. And I guess it doesn't matter, because it's not my battle to fight on my own. I'll take it one day at a time, case by case. And at the end of it all, not letting anything affect what I do as an artist, as a reactor, as a producer or engineer, but more importantly than that, as a person. I can't combat all of the ignorance by myself, but I can make damn sure that the ignorance is not around me. What I saw from this show is amazing talent, regardless of any of that I spoke of. Garth Brooks is and will forever be a legend. So once again, to Gay Tulloch, thank you very much for your support. This one was for you, and I have another one for you.